Let's explore 3 messages that can penetrate the mind of that woman you want to understand better. If you're ready to learn, join me on this journey. Some men believe that when a woman is interested, they can say anything and she'll be engaged, while when she's not interested, they can say whatever they want and she won't care. But is that true? Well, if you're the kind of man who instantly triggers attraction in a woman just with your presence, an attraction so powerful that she feels drawn to you just by looking at you, then, in those exceptions, it might make sense. However, sometimes you might see a woman and think, wow, she's amazing, and let your instinct take over, blinding you to anything else beyond the desire to have her, regardless of who she is or what she says. But let's be honest, that's also immaturity, not to mention lack of common sense. Setting aside these exceptions and considering emotionally mature and intelligent people, a man of value will indeed care about what a woman says, just as a woman of value will care deeply about what a man says. Here's a little secret of female psychology: women's weakness lies in what they hear from men, while men's weakness, most of the time, lies in what they see in women, whether it's an image, a photo, a physique, or a face. For women, words carry significant weight. That's why certain conversations can make a woman fall in love, can make her quickly get involved, thinking, wow, what an interesting man. I've never talked to someone like this before. These conversations can happen via messages, and there are also those that make a woman lose interest quickly, causing her to forget even to reply. In this video, I've chosen 3 powerful messages for you to penetrate a woman's mind and make her think of you, and I've thought of exactly 3 messages for 3 different moments of a conversation. Because, when you're talking to a woman, it's important to recognize that the beginning of the conversation is different from the middle, when you're already starting to get to know her, and it's different still when you already have a deeper level of understanding about her. This is true for anyone. Imagine you're meeting someone today at work. Would you have the same courage to make the same jokes or ask as intimate questions about this person as you would after a year of friendship? Of course not. Initially, you would probably start the conversation more formally, maybe with some work-related point of contact. Over time, you would start to learn a little more about this person, they would become a colleague, and eventually a friend. And if you had a lot in common, you might even become great friends. So, keep in mind that many men make this mistake. Many learn an incredible, killer conversation technique and try to apply it to the woman at the wrong moment. And then, all that conversation goes down the drain, starts to seem strange, invasive, and leaves the woman uncomfortable. Therefore, understanding the timing of the conversation, the right time for each thing, is extremely important. Knowing when to speak is just as crucial as knowing what to say. Okay, is that clear? Never forget that. Now, let's get to the powerful messages. These messages are more than validated to make a woman think of a man. That's because each of them contains mental triggers, and mental triggers are things that work in the human brain, whether the person wants it or not. So, let's start with the messages for you to understand. The first message is very simple, and you can use it with the woman after a few minutes of conversation. Let's say you've talked to her for about 10 minutes via messages. After leaving and returning later, when you come back, you can resume the conversation as follows: mention her name, for example, Luana, Gabriella, Amanda. So, you already understood, mention her name followed by 3 dots. A person's name is one of the things they like to hear the most, and by putting 3 dots, you're piquing curiosity. You're calling her and putting 3 dots there, which will obviously make her respond, hi. This will make her curious. After all, you've just met, and you're already calling her and putting 3 dots. She'll wonder what you want to talk to her about, and it's precisely this gap of time between you sending this strategic message and the moment you'll respond. Let's say you take some time, like half an hour or an hour, to respond. In that interval, you'll be on that woman's mind, generating a curiosity loop. She'll wonder, what does he want to talk about? Does he want to invite me out? Did he see a picture of me? Or does he want to comment on something? This process feeds passion because passion is aroused by emotions. The more emotions you activate and leave your mark on the woman's mind, the more she'll fall in love. Some may consider this a game, but it's actually a strategy based on wisdom, understanding how a woman's emotions work to win over someone who is truly worth it. Of course, it's important to use these messages wisely, not to deceive, but to attract and conquer a valuable woman. So, use each of these messages wisely. The second message is quite effective, especially for the first conversations you have with a woman. The message is simple: tell me more about you. What makes this message so good is that most men usually ask closed-ended questions to women, like, what do you like to do in your free time, or where do you work, or what do you study? But you're not like everyone else. You can ask some of these closed-ended questions, of course, but at a certain point in the conversation, you can sense something you already know about the woman. For example, I see that you work as a lawyer and have been living here alone for 2 years. But tell me more about you. What made you move here? Or what inspired you to become a lawyer? You're inviting her to share more about herself, asking an open-ended question, allowing her to talk about what brought her to where she is, what motivated her to do certain things. That's when you'll start building a meaningful connection that sparks emotions. You can do this quickly in the conversation using a powerful message like, tell me more about you. So, remember the power of this phrase and don't forget to use it. And the third message: this is a powerful message that you'll use when you're further along in the conversation, already flirting and exchanging compliments in a relaxed manner. After a few days of pleasant conversation, you can send something like, I was thinking about you out of nowhere. Followed by the 3 dots. With this, you're once again leaving your presence in her mind. The more you leave this pause to reveal what you were thinking gradually, the better. For example, you can respond, I was thinking about you out of nowhere. I'll tell you tonight. With this, you create a hook to continue the conversation at night. By sending this message in the afternoon, she'll be thinking until night about what you're going to reveal, fueling her curiosity and imagination. Join our community. Subscribe now to receive exclusive content, valuable tips, and captivating entertainment every week. Don't miss the opportunity to be part of our channel and enjoy all the benefits we have reserved for you. Subscribe today and start enjoying an incredible journey with us. Your subscription makes a total difference to my work. Big hugs and goodbye.